It's the 24th of November 2025. This is a brand new edition of Newsfirst Primetime News. Bringing you tonight's bulletin for the Newsfirst team. I am Jaimal Ratnayaka.
And I am Hashini Pathirana. Let's start off with a look at your headlines for tonight.
Government to stand for media freedom, not fake information used to create issues, says Minister Bimal in Parliament. Opposition coalition announces second protest in January. No plans to undo people's mandate, says JVP in London. Investigation into removal of 4 archaeological boards in Batticalow by ITAC local government heads. Met Department warns of heavy rains and lightning for next 3 days.
In tonight's top story, Leader of the House Bimal Ratnayaka today urged Opposition Leader Sajith Premadasa to maintain the dignity of the position of Opposition Leader in Parliament. The Leader of the House made this request in response to a statement made by the Opposition Leader regarding the obtaining of police reports.
We discussed this issue the other day about getting a police certificate from a police station. It is now very clear that a situation has been created where the approval of the Civil Defence Committee led by its chairman is directly or indirectly required. That is true. We showed 2 examples, especially in the Hakmana Police Division and the Kamrupitia Police Division. Now, after revealing this issue to the country and reporting on it, those journalists have been called to the Criminal Investigation Department. I want to clearly say that the chairman of the Civil Defence Committee has made the committee's approval mandatory, directly or indirectly. This is a wrong action, something that has never happened before. I want to tell the government not to take steps that harm the freedom of media in our country by calling them to the Criminal Investigation Department just because they report the facts correctly. Please don't try to create trouble in the country by playing politics with lies. It is true that you take an example from somewhere and say 1 or 2 things to prove a point, but when a minister says something responsibly and with your position as well, it should have some credibility. If not, it will reach a point where we will no longer accept what you say. Now, you said during the health minister's term that you are the source of those documents. So please don't lie. People are helpless because of this. You may gain political advantage, but what we are saying is that the public security minister told the people that if they want to get a character certificate or anything similar, they do not need to get it from the public security committees. So after the minister said that in Parliament, why are you doing this? You are a responsible person in this country. Your position is a very high position. Why are you misleading the people? Why can't you sit down and talk with the public security minister and sort these things out? So is this how you plan to run this country? Now you are saying that you are the person who will take over this country in the future. How can we hand it over to you? Even if we feel like handing it over, we cannot do so when you act like this. The second thing is that I have a big concern about this media issue because the media has caused serious problems in this country. It made Dr. Shafi a terrorist and turned this country into a graveyard.
ඉස්සෙල්ලා කසකාරෝ කියලා කියන්න ඕන ත්‍රස්තවාදී අරකද මේකද කියලා. සමාජ්‍ය කියන්නේ නිකන් අහිංසක දෙයක් නෙමෙයි.
Therefore, media is not completely innocent. We support media freedom as much as we can. But not only the media, even if God is lying to the people, then as the leader of the opposition, you must stand against that lie, take action and fulfill the responsibility of your position.
වගකීමක් ඉටු කරන්න.
The joint opposition coalition, including the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna and the United National Party, announced that it will hold another rally against the government in January. Now, the parties convened a media briefing today to outline the Nugegoda rally and future plans. Representatives from the SLPP, UNP and the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, along with other opposition factions, attended the briefing.
අපි 21 වෙනිදා නුගේගොඩෙන් ඇති කළ මේ ආණ්ඩු විරෝධී ගිනි සිසිල මහා ගිනි ජාලාවක් බවට පත් වෙලා මේ මව්බිමේ සතුරන් රාජ්‍ය පාලනයෙන් පලා යනතුරුම රට පුරා සිසාරා යනවා කියන විශ්වාසය අපිට අද ඇති වෙලා තිබෙනවා. රට පුරාම ඉල්ලීම් තියෙනවා ඊළඟ රැලිය තමන්ගේ දිස්ත්‍රික්කයට තමන්ගේ පළාතට දෙන්න කියලා ජනවාරි මාසේ අපි දෙවෙනි රැලිය පවත්වන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා.
ඔබලා කියපු හොරුන්න වහාම අල්ලන්න, ඒ වගේම ඔබලා පොරොන්දු වෙච්ච සහන ටික ලබා දෙන්න, ඒ වගේම ඔබලා විසින් සිදු කරන ලබන මේ මහා දූෂණය වහාම නවත්තන්න කියන ඊටාම ශක්තිමත් පණිවිඩයක් මේ රටේ ජනතාව නොවැම්බර් 21 වෙනිදා ආණ්ඩුවට ලබා දුන්නා.
ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ පාලනය කරන දේශපාලන පක්ෂය හැර ලියාපදිංචි දේශපාලන පක්ෂ 67ක් තිබෙනවා. ලියාපදිංචි වීමට ඉල්ලුම් කළ තව දේශපාලන පක්ෂ 15ක් පමණ තිබෙනවා. මේ සියලු දේශපාලන පක්ෂ රටේ අනාගතය වෙනුවෙන් එකට ක්‍රියා කළ යුතුව තිබෙනවා. ප්‍රධාන විරුද්ධ පක්ෂයට අපි විශේෂයෙන් ආරාධනා කරනවා මේ වැඩසටහන සම්බන්ධයෙන් එකට එකතු වෙලා ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ ක්‍රියා කරන්න කියන පණිවිඩය ප්‍රධාන විරුද්ධ පක්ෂයටත් මේ අවස්ථාවේදී මතක් කරන්න කැමතියි.
Comments were also made on public participation at the November 21st rally.
මේ බස් වලට සමහරලාට සෙනග හොයා ගන්න බැරි වෙනවා සමහර කාලවල. ඒ වගේම කෑම බීම දෙන්න වෙනවා. මුදල් දෙන්න වෙනවා. මේ වතාවේ ඒ බොහොමයක් අඩුවෙන් තමන්ගේ අතේ මුදලින් තමන්ගේ පුළුවන් විදියට කෑම එකක් කාලා එන ජනතාව වැඩි ප්‍රමාණයක් මේ ජනහමුවට සහභාගී වුණා. ඒ වගේම තමයි ස්වේච්ඡාවෙන්ම තමන්ගේ පෞද්ගලික වාහන පාර යන බස් වලින් පයින් ඇවිල්ලා විශාල පිරිසක් මේ ජන රැලියට සම්බන්ධ වුණා.
මම දැක්කා රුපියල් 5000යි කෑම පැකට් එකයි දීලා තමයි ගෙනාවේ කියලා. මං හිතන්නේ අපි කවුරුවත් එහෙම සල්ලි දුන්නෙත් නැහැ, කෑම පැකට් එකක් දුන්නෙත් නැහැ. ඕනෑම දෙයකට අපි මූණ දෙන්න සූදානම් වෙලා එකෙන් ඇතිවන ඕනෑම විපාකයකට මුණ දෙන්න අපි සූදානම් වෙලා තමයි මේ කටයුත්තට අපි සියලු දෙනාම බැහැලා ඉන්නේ.
Former MP Premnath Dolawatha and Sugishwara Bandara, former private secretary to ex-president Gotabaya Rajapaksa, also attended the briefing.
බුදු පිළිම අයින් කරලා මේ ආණ්ඩුව වෙනත් දිශාවකට මේ රට අරගෙන ගියා. ඒසා අපේ හාමුදුරුවෝ මෑත ඉතිහාසයේ දේශපාලන වේදිකාවකට වැඩම කරපු වැඩිම ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේලා ප්‍රමාණය දකින්න පුළුවන් වුණේ නුගේගොඩ. ආණ්ඩුව උත්සාහ කරා ත්‍රිකුණාමල සිද්ධිය නිර්මාණය කරලා ඒ හරහා අනවශ්‍ය ජාතිවාදයක් ඇති කරලා ආගම්වාදයක් ඇති කරලා මේ රැස්වීම කඩාකප්පල් කරන්න ඉතින් අපිට පුළුවන් වුණා ඒක පරාජය කරන්න.
ඇයි මඩ කලපුවේ පුරාවිද්‍යා ස්ථාන ගලවපු නාමපුවරු සම්බන්ධ වීඩියෝ පට තියෙනවා. තාම සංස්කෘතික මෙතුමා නෑ එහෙම කණ්ඩායමක් ඉන්නවා අපි දන්නේ නෑ. මේ ආණ්ඩුව නින්දට ඉන්නේ. අපි එක්කෙනෙක්වත් මේ කණ්ඩායමෙන් එක්කෙනෙක් ඔය එක පොදු දේපල කියන එකකට අත දිබ්බනම් කොහොමද තත්ත්වය? මේ ආණ්ඩුව මර නින්දේ.
What did Sugishwara Bandara and Premnath Dolawatha say at today's media briefing? They spoke on two key issues. First, the Trincomalee incident. Second, the removal of archaeological signboards in particular. Let's turn to the Trincomalee incident. Near the Trincomalee coastline, a restaurant built in violation of coastal regulations was given 7 days notice for removal by the relevant authorities. Just before the deadline expired, a group from Colombo arrived at the site claiming the land belonged to Sri Sambuddhatha Jayanti Vihara and laid a foundation stone for a Dhamma school building, even placing a Buddha statue there. This move sparked attempts to create a major controversy. Later, it was revealed that the restaurant had been leased to a relative of Deepani Liyanage, the UNP Trincomalee organizer. The public understood the truth behind the issue. The land dispute is now before the Court of Appeal, while efforts to escalate the matter have reached the Trincomalee Magistrates Court. Police have informed the court that they need a statement from Venerable Balangoda Kasapathera, who was involved from the beginning and travelled from Colombo to Trincomalee. However, police reported today that they could not locate him. The magistrate has issued a notice requiring Venerable Kasapathera to appear before court by the 10th of December. That is the current status of the Trincomalee incident. What exactly is the particular controversy? The issue centres on the removal of signboards installed at 5 archaeological sites in Manmunai-Pattu and Valadchene areas of Battikaloa district. What exactly happened? In 2017, the Department of Archaeology identified 528 sites of archaeological significance in Battikaloa district during a comprehensive survey. According to Anushan Munasinghe, the Assistant Director of Archaeology for Battikaloa, Ampara, evidence confirms that these sites belong to the category of ancient monuments. Although not gazetted, steps were taken to treat them as archaeological sites. To assist local and foreign tourists, signboards indicating directions and site details were installed by the department. On the 21st of November, when officials attempted to install a signboard in Kannapuram village in the Vellaveli area of Poratevu Pattu, several Pradesh Sabha chairmen and members protested. These councils are controlled by Ilankai Tamil Arasu Katchi or ITAC.
இந்த போட் வைக்கிறேன்னு சொன்னா எங்கட்ட அனுமதி எடுக்கணும் பிரதேச அனுமதி எடுக்கணும் கரெக்ட்டா காட்டுங்க அப்ப இந்த ஆக்டிவிட்டி இருக்கு காட்டுங்க அவங்க இந்த சட்டத்துக்குள்ள நீங்க அடிக்க எடுக்கலாம்ன்ற சட்டத்தை காட்டுங்க எங்கட பிரதேசத்துல கட்டளை சட்டம் சொல்லுது எங்களுக்கு சொந்தமான வீதிகள் எங்களுக்கு சொந்தமான எல்லா ஏரியாலயும் சின்ன கல்வி வைக்கலாம் எங்கட அனுமதி எடுக்கணும் உங்களோட வழக்கு போடுங்க நான் கேக்குறேன் பாப்போம் நீங்க இப்ப டிஎஸ் கூப்பிடல இல்ல ஒரு நேஷனல் ஆபீஸ் போய் வரணும் இல்ல இப்ப நம்ம வைக்கலாம் பிரதேச சபையில கன்சர்ன் இல்லாம
Due to the protest, the installation was temporarily halted.
We oppose the installation of archaeological signboards. In Purathivu Part 2, they have now named 34 new sites. Last month, they said there were 24. Now they claim 34. These boards are being installed for those sites. They are trying to create ethnic tensions. They are attempting to create unnecessary problems. What they expect will never happen.
Meanwhile, on the 22nd of November, the chairman of Korale Patu Pradeshya Sabha, along with staff, removed several signboards installed by the Department of Archaeology. Footage shows 4 boards being dismantled and taken away.
We removed 5 boards. Local authority powers must not be bypassed.
Is approval required, as mentioned by the chairman of these local government institutions governed by the ITAC? According to Dr. Tusita Ranasinghe, the Acting Director General of Archaeology, there is no requirement to obtain permission from local authorities to install signboards indicating access to archaeological sites. She noted that the Department of Archaeology has full legal authority. What is the government doing about this? Dr. Hiriduma Sunil Senavi, Minister of Buddha Shasana, Religious and Cultural Affairs, provided a statement in this regard.
The department has already lodged complaints at Varachene Police and Partipula Kokkadichole Police. I have informed the Director General of Archaeology, who has taken action and called for reports. The Minister in charge of police has also been notified. Minister Ananda Vijaypala has instructed the police to conduct an immediate investigation and bring those responsible before the law.
In a recent development related to the same story, Sri Lanka police arrested a man over the removal of archaeology signboards in the Batticaloa district. The suspect was arrested in Kiran and the removed signboards were also recovered by the Valachene police. It is reported that the chairman of the Valachene Pradeshya Sabha connected to this incident has fled the area. Sri Lanka police said that 4 police teams have been deployed to locate him.
Meanwhile, the events transpiring in Batticaloa were discussed in Parliament today. The Minister of Public Security addressed Parliament regarding archaeological signboards in Batticaloa.
මෙම සිද්ධියට අදාළ 25 11 24 වෙනි දින වාලච්චේනිය ගරු අධිකරණයට කරුණු වාර්තා කර වැඩිදුර විමර්ශනය කර සැකකරුවන් සහ අදාළ දේපල අත්අඩංගු.
On the 24th November, facts were reported to the Valachene Magistrates Court and an investigation was launched under the supervision of the Assistant Superintendent of Police, Valachene, as directed by the IGP. The inquiry aims to identify suspects, seize relevant property and produce them before court. A complaint was lodged on the 23rd November at the Kokkadichole Police by Sundaram Chandrakanthan, an archaeology officer attached to the Partipula Divisional Secretariat, stating that 2 signboards installed on roads leading to Santamalai Kovil and Kandamalai Kovil were removed by an unknown group on the 20th November. Today the matter was reported to the Batticaloa Magistrates Court and investigations have commenced to identify those responsible for removing the boards. Honourable Speaker, the law is equal for everyone, something they have provincial authority, but no one can act outside the law. The law applies equally in the north, south, east and west. These signboards have been maintained by the Department of Archaeology for a long time. This is government property and the government has the right to install signboards anywhere in Sri Lanka. Attempts to remove these boards and create ethnic tensions have been observed. There is no room for racism. The law is common to all. During the days of the Nugegod opposition rally, this activity of marking archaeological sites took place. The President invited us to celebrate Sri Lanka Day together, emphasizing unity among all communities. But now, in Batiklo, signboards have been installed without informing mayors, Pradeshya Sabha chairman, vice chairman or members. This has led to issues in some areas. We do not want to go beyond the law. We want to act according to the law. In the past, actions created ethnic tensions. We accept your point. We will discuss and resolve these issues. Our aim is peaceful coexistence among all communities. However, removing these boards sends a wrong message to society. Local councils do not own these lands. This is not a land ownership issue. These boards simply indicate directions to archaeological sites installed legally by the Department of Archaeology. If needed, we can arrange discussions with the Ministers of Cultural Affairs and Public Security to resolve any remaining issues.
Here is the reality in Batiklo and Trincomalee. To those trying to create new conflicts out of these incidents, here is the message. People do not want to watch the same old movie over and over again. Change the script. Remember, those actions aimed at stirring division will only make life harder for innocent people who struggle to survive through tourism or other industries. At a time when the country is trying to rise from hardship, creating unnecessary drama for short-term political thrills will ultimately hurt the people of this nation. We have shown the facts and exposed the lies being told to the public. Do politics, but do not destroy lives in the process. On this, we stand with the people against destruction.
News First, with the people.
A political activist from the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna lodged a complaint with the Criminal Investigation Department questioning how a journalist accessed information about MP Namal Rajapaksa's educational qualifications.
The controversy arose from a recent revelation by a journalist regarding alleged irregularities in the degree certificate submitted by Namal Rajapaksa for entry into law college by passing standard admission procedures. Today, Pasan Kasturiarachi, an SLPP activist, filed the complaint, raising concerns about the legality of obtaining such information.
Under Section 5 of the RTI Act, there are clear limitations on what information can be accessed and under what conditions. If someone seeks details about MP Namal Rajapaksa's educational qualifications, his written consent is explicitly required. As of now, Namal Rajapaksa has not given written or even verbal consent for these details to be disclosed. This makes the matter highly questionable. Investigations and legal proceedings are already underway regarding this issue. Therefore, the question arises, how did this information come out under the RTI framework?
සත්‍ය බව ඔප්පු කරන්න අපි ඉදිරිපත් පුළුවන් නිසා ඉතින් අපිට ඒ අවස්ථාව හම්බුනොත් ඒ ක්‍රියාමාර්ග හම්බුනොත් අපි ඒක ඔප්පු කරන්න බැඳී සිටින නිසානේ මේ සටන දිගටම අරගෙන යන්නේ.
The Il Mahaviru commemoration, organised by the London branch of the Janata Vimukti Peramuna, was held yesterday under the patronage of JVP General Secretary Tilwyn Silva. The Il Mahaviru commemoration honoured Rohana Vichevira, the founder of the JVP, and others who were killed 36 years ago. Among those present was Karuna Gamanayaka, the widow of former JVP deputy leader Upatissa Gamanayaka.
When we came out in 1976, there were only a handful of people to carry this party forward, fewer than the fingers on one hand. Those few comrades united to this because history placed a responsibility on us. We were entrusted with the duty to create a fair and just social system for the oppressed people of our class. That is why we stood firm on this earth, even when suffering in prison. when those who once shared our plate turned against us, siding with the enemy, becoming state witnesses before capitalists' courts. We endured because we understood the correct path for the suffering people. Back then, our party was like a tiny stream. Today, our third generation of comrades has turned it into a mighty river under the leadership of Tilvin Silva, fulfilling the hopes of our fallen comrades.
We created a party as Rohana and our comrades envisioned to change this society. That is why we have walked through obstacles. Within our party's history, we have met beloved comrades, those who stood by us, those who sacrificed, and yes, those who betrayed us. That is the reality of politics. I saw someone recently saying we are trying to kill them. No one wants to kill the dead, do they? When politically dead people lose their pensions and have no way to survive, they start talking nonsense. We should not waste time on that. Our focus is clear, to march toward our goal. Let the blood of heroes nourish the earth. Let red flowers bloom across the land. Let the red flag wave high, held firmly in our hands, never to fall. We will fight, struggle, work hard and move forward until victory, until we create a new, free world.
The General Secretary of the JVP, Tilvin Silva, faced a protest organised by LTTE sympathisers in London the previous day. The protest was staged near the main entrance of the hall where the event was organised.
Don't say anything.
Organisers intervened and escorted Tilvin Silva safely inside.
මේ වෙලාවේ මම හිතන්නේ ඔබට එක සහතිකයක් දෙන්න පුළුවන් මට. අපි අරමුණකට වැඩ කරන්නේ. අපි සැලැස්මක් ඇතුව වැඩ කරන්නේ.
I assure you, we are working toward a clear goal with a plan, systematically. We have no right to disrupt or confuse the victory we achieved. I guarantee this. We will move steadily toward our objective of creating a new society. We will win.
බීකරේ මේ අරමුණ දක්වා අපි ස්ථිරවම ගමන් කරනවා, ස්ථිරවම ජයග්‍රහණය කරනවා. ඒ ගැන සතුටු ගන්න එපා.
The Department of Meteorology says the prevailing heavy rain conditions can be expected over the next 3 days.
Accordingly, severe lightning is likely in the western, Sabaragamuwa, Over and southern provinces, as well as in the Polonnaruwa, Pattikalo, Ampara, Kandy and Nuwara Eliya districts. Thunder showers accompanied by temporary strong winds may also occur. One person was killed and 3 others were injured when a tree fell on a three-wheeler in the Talagola area on the Mavanala-Rambukana road. The accident occurred at around 8:15 p.m. yesterday. Residents, police, army personnel, firefighters and several others joined efforts to rescue those trapped inside the three-wheeler. A 2.5-year-old girl and her grandfather were rescued first. Rescuing the woman trapped inside required strenuous efforts as part of the tree trunk had fallen on her leg. The rescue teams had to work hard for nearly 4 hours to free her. 3 injured individuals are currently receiving treatment at the Mavanala Base Hospital. The Colombo Kandy road remains closed from the Lower Kaduganawa area. Police say alternative routes have been introduced for vehicles using the Colombo Kandy road. Vehicles coming from Colombo can travel to Kandy via Kurunagala or via Karandupana. Travel is also possible from Colombo to Kandy through Mavanala, Hematagama and Gampola, or from Colombo via Mavanala, turning at Ganethana Junction through Kovilkanda and Pilimathalava. Meanwhile, a special discussion was held today regarding reopening the road.
We plan to allocate one route exclusively for heavy vehicles and allow small vehicles to use alternative routes. We are trying to reopen the road as soon as possible, but the prevailing weather conditions pose a major challenge. Rainfall in this area is currently at a very high level, and combined with vehicle movement, it creates a risky situation.
The landslide that occurred in Lower Kaduganawa on Saturday claimed 6 lives and injured 4 others. The Asia Pacific Broadcasting Union, or ABU, has announced that its flagship annual event, the ABU General Assembly 2026, will be hosted by the Maharaja Media Network, owned and operated by the Capital Maharaja Group. This prestigious gathering will take place in Colombo, Sri Lanka, bringing together senior executives, broadcasters, media experts and international partners from across the Asia Pacific and beyond. The ABU General Assembly serves as a strategic platform for its 220-plus members in over 60 countries, focusing on global media trends, technological innovation, sustainability, capacity building and the evolving role of public interest media. The 2026 edition marks a milestone as the event returns to Sri Lanka, a nation celebrated for its cultural heritage and active contribution to ABU initiatives. The Maharaja Media Network, comprising MBC and MTV, long-standing and influential ABU members, will act as official hosts. Cinnamon Life, City of Dreams Sri Lanka, will serve as the official hospitality partner, hosting key conference sessions and delegate engagements. The assembly will feature high-level discussions, expert forums, workshops and sessions on emerging technologies, AI, media literacy, peace building and the future of broadcasting, alongside cultural showcases of Sri Lanka's heritage.
Sri Lanka today launched bank card payments for bus fares.
Sri Lanka took a major step toward digital transformation in public transport, introducing bank card payments for bus fares for the first time in the country. The pilot project officially kicked off at the Markumara Multimodal Transport Centre. The initiative, implemented by the Ministry of Transport with technical guidance from the Ministry of Digital Economy, aims to modernise fare collection and improve convenience for passengers and operators alike. Under the first phase, the facility will be available on around 20 key routes, including Markumara to Gol, Matara and Badula, Colombo to Ampara, Kadawatha to Borella, Monragala to Bibile, Badula to Bandaravela and Mahayangana. Initially, the system will apply only to private buses, with 7 state and private banks already expressing interest in supporting the program. The luxury edit by Colombo Fashion Week, a celebration of tradition and reinvention, was held in Colombo over the last weekend.
And Trousseau is strategically focused on a segment of fashion that presents significant growth opportunities for Sri Lankan designers, bridal and destination weddings. This season focuses on the high-growth bridal segments in India and South Asia, while 3 Indian designers showcase their collections alongside 5 Since its inception in 2003, Colombo Fashion Week has progressively developed into a South Asian platform by welcoming designers from India, Bangladesh and Pakistan to showcase alongside Sri Lankan and European designers, solidifying its position as one of South Asia's leading fashion weeks for over 2 decades.
Malaysia joined a global push to ban social media for kids. At the same time, Snapchat has begun asking children and teenagers in Australia to verify their ages.
The ban on social media imposed by Australia is making headlines now that even Malaysia is considering banning social media for those under 16. So what exactly has happened? Now, Australia is on the brink of enforcing one of the world's toughest online safety laws, and tech giants are scrambling to comply. Now, starting the 10th December, children under 16 will be banned from using major social media platforms, including Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Non-compliance could cost companies up to 49.5 million Australian dollars in fines. So now let's take Snapchat. Now, Snapchat has begun asking young users in Australia to verify their age, and it is using banking technology to do it. The platform announced that users can confirm they are over 16 through Connect ID, a system owned by Australia's major banks, which sends a simple yes/no signal based on account details without exposing sensitive data. Alternatively, users can opt for KID, a Singapore-based age assurance provider that uses government IDs or AI-driven photo checks to estimate age. While some platforms like Discord, WhatsApp, Lego Play, and Pinterest have secured exemptions, authorities warn the list could change at any time. Now, globally, regulators are watching closely. Malaysia has already announced plans to introduce a similar ban next year, citing concerns over cyberbullying, scams, and child exploitation. France, Spain, Italy, Denmark, and Greece are testing age verification apps, signaling a growing international trend towards stricter digital age controls. As lawsuits mount against tech giants in the US for allegedly fueling a youth mental health crisis, Australia's experiment could set a precedent for how far governments will go to protect children online and how big tech responds.
Suicide bombers struck the headquarters of Pakistan's civilian paramilitary force, formerly called the Frontier Constabulary, in Peshawar, killing at least 3 officers and wounding at least 2 others. Peshawar is the capital of the northwestern Khyber Pakhtunkhwa region, which borders Afghanistan.
Peshawar Police Chief Mian Saeed Ahmed was cited by Dawn newspaper as saying that one of the bombers carried out an attack at the entrance to the complex. He added that the other 2 attackers attempted to enter the headquarters and were gunned down in its parking area. According to Reuters news agency, 3 other people were injured in the incident besides the 2 officers. Ahmed said that about 150 security personnel were on open ground inside the headquarters for morning parade drills when the attack took place. Ahmed said that about 150 security personnel were on open ground inside the headquarters for morning parade drills when the attack took place. Police had completed the clearance operation and authorities had collected samples of the body parts of the attackers for DNA tests. No group has claimed responsibility, but the Pakistani Taliban, also known as TTP, have been linked to similar attacks. Monday's attack comes less than 2 weeks after TTP-linked militants carried out a suicide bombing at an Islamabad court. Dharmendra, the legendary actor fondly known as Hindi cinema's original He-Man, passed away this morning at the age of 89. The veteran Indian film star passed away days ahead of his 90th birthday on the 8th of December 2025. His last rites were performed at the Pavanhan's crematorium.
अभी ना जाओ छोड़कर के दिल अभी भरा नहीं.
India's veteran actor Dharmendra passed away in Mumbai this morning. The 89-year-old actor had been in and out of South Mumbai's Breach Candy Hospital for several days earlier this month. He was later discharged and was continuing his recovery at home. Dharmendra, who passed away in Mumbai, will posthumously be seen in Ikkis, directed by ace director Sriram Raghavan.
किस्सा बन गया वो पीछे क्यों नहीं हटा हम फौजी हैं जस्ट फॉलो ऑर्डर्स ऑर्डर तो उसे भी मिला था.
The octogenarian made his debut with 1960 film Dil Bhi Tera Hum Bhi Tere. Most recently, he was seen in films such as Rocky Aur Rani Ki Prem Kahani and Teri Baaton Mein Aise Ulja Jiya.
के साथ साथ घटा के संग संग
Dharmendra is known for his memorable performances in films such as Aaye Milan Ki Bhela, Phool Aur Patthar, Aaye Din Bhar Ke, Sita Aur Geeta, Raja Jani, Jugnu, Yadon Ki Bharat, Dost, Sholay, Pratigna, Charaz and Dharamveer, among many others. Beyond his filmography, Dharmendra was revered for his charismatic screen presence, professionalism and warm off-screen persona, earning him a special place in the hearts of fans worldwide. He also leaves behind a family deeply rooted in cinema, including sons Sunny Deol and Bobby Deol, both accomplished actors. As tributes pour in from across the industry and fans worldwide, Dharmendra's passing marks the end of an era in Bollywood. His contributions have left an indelible mark on Indian cinema, ensuring that the legacy of the He-Man of Hindi films will be remembered for generations to come.
अभी ना जाओ छोड़कर के दिल अभी भरा नहीं.
Jimmy Cliff, one of the most prominent and beloved proponents of reggae music, has died at the age of 81. A star since the 1960s, he helped to bring the sound of Jamaica to a global audience through hits such as Wonderful World, Beautiful People and You Can Get It If You Really Want. His lead role as a gun-toting rebel in the 1972 crime drama The Harder They Come is a cornerstone of Jamaican cinema and was attributed as the movie that brought reggae to America. Cliff's wife, Latifah Chambers, announced his death via a statement on Instagram.
Tonight on beautiful Sri Lanka, we take you to the mesmerizing Nanu Oya waterfall.
This fall, offering a breathtaking view to all who visit, is famously known as Nanu Oya waterfall. Perched beneath a railway track that runs right above it, the waterfall captures the attention of both local and foreign tourists. You can find this natural wonder just 9 kilometers from Nuwara Eliya on the way to Nanu Oya. Fed by the waters of Bamarakale and cascading gracefully down the Glasoy estate, the Nanu Oya waterfall is truly a treasure of nature, inviting everyone to marvel at its beauty.
Beautiful Sri Lanka.
And that's a wrap of Primetime News for tonight.
Thank you for watching. Good night.